Good evening, my friend. Hello, everybody. Mm. Every now and then we slow things down a little bit and we focus on making a bow. I do this, I say, twice a year. And we're coming upon the Christmas season where at least like everybody wants to make a bow, but there's still people that struggle with it. So this is where I'm going to really slow down and go into the mechanics of how to make a bow. Good evening, everybody. How are we all doing? So come on in. Have a seat. Grab a snacky snack and maybe a pen and pad to take notes if you want to. Okay. We're going to start out by talking about there are several bow makers on the market, my friends. And I do mean several. I personally probably have the biggest collection of bow makers, from the Pro Bow to the Easy Bow, M's Bow and Go. I have them all, literally. And the reason I have them all is sometimes it was to test them to see if they were worth anything before people bought them. Some people depend on, like, my opinion. Well, I'm more than happy to give it to you. I finally found it. So here we have the Easy Bow Maker, which is sold at Unique in the Creek. This is M's Bow and Go, which is sold at the Ribbon Shed. And it comes like this. Screw your pegs in. Keep screwing your pegs in. Hello, Tina, Liz, and Donna, and Ruthie, and Patricia, and Kelly. Hello, Michelle. And screw our last peg in for our... Okay, so M's Bow and Go. It's kind of made for left-handers and right-handers, and it's got the spool holder here. Hello, Tammy. And the Easy Bow Stow and Go. It has this piece. You insert it in through the back, and then it comes with a spool holder. Okay? Now, I'm going to slow down tonight, like I said, and I'm going to show you how to use each one of these. Okay? We're going to start off, we're going to put a pipe cleaner in the center. And I usually just tuck this in and out of the way before I get started. Okay? Now, I pull my ribbon from somewhere else because to me, on this one, the spool holder kind of gets in the way. So we're going to pull our ribbon from somewhere else. Okay? What you want to do, my friends? All right, we want 7-inch loops. Right? Lay your ribbon straight. We're going to do about a 7-inch tail to start. Pinch your ribbon up. Okay, notice how your tail is straight. Pinch your ribbon up. Grab it with your left hand. Hold it, take your right hand, and do a 180 twist. One hand is doing the twist. You want this ribbon right side up, this one upside down. Put it between your pegs, like so. Okay? Once you get it between your pegs, want a 7-inch loop, so I'm going to put my hand at the 7-inch mark. And I'm going to fold my ribbon back. Okay? Grab my 7, and then I'm going to pinch it up again. And I'm going to twist. And that's my first loop. Once again, I want a 7-inch loop. So I'm going to put my hand on the 7 inches. My pinky is on the 7 inches. We're going to pinch that ribbon up. And we're going to slide it between our pegs. Now, I'm teaching you how to make a basic bow. We're just going to do this slow. We're not going to do anything complicated. Because believe it or not, it's only your mind that makes a bow complicated. Once you understand the fundamentals of making a bow, you can make any bow that you want to make. Okay? So we're just going to go slow. All right, now I'm going to come into a 1.5 ribbon. And we're going to do about a 6.5-inch loop this time. Every time I start a new ribbon, I go about a 1/2 inch. So we did 7, now we're going to do 6.5. Once again, start with our tail. And then we're going to do the pinch. Hold it with your left hand. Twist with your right. Just twist with your right. 180 degrees. Put it between your pegs. Okay? And then once again, take my hand, about 6.5 inches, pinch up, twist, put it in the peg, between the pegs. Then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Then we're going to go back to our 2.5 ribbon. pinch. Hold that with your left hand. Twist with your right. 180 degrees, my friends. Put that between your pegs. And now we're going to do approximately a 6-inch loop. Does the quality of your ribbon matter when you're learning how to make a bow? Absolutely. I'm here to tell you that if you buy ribbon at Hobby Lobby, you're probably going to fight learning how to make a bow. Okay? I would recommend that you buy your ribbon, if possible, from the Ribbon Shed or Unique in the Creek. That way you're getting good quality ribbon. Okay? Ribbon that has good wire, which will make it easier to fluff. Excuse me. And ribbon that will hold a twist as well. Okay? And now we're going to go back to the 1.5. With our ribbon tail. Yeah, you don't want to buy ribbon from Dollar Tree or any place like that when you're learning how to make a bow. And I just really don't recommend it, period. Okay, so once you're done with your bow, which we're done with this one, we're going to grab our pipe cleaner and you crisscross them. Hello, Pam. Pull it down as tight as you can to hold your stack. We call this a stack of ribbon, my friend. Once you finish, and then you want to make this as tight as you possibly can. Sam's ribbon used to be good ribbon, and it's not anymore. I haven't recommended buying ribbon from Sam's Club for years. The price point is okay, but I mean, it's kind of like you get what you pay for. So this is just a basic, simple bow, okay? And like I said, this is M's Bow and Go, which you can purchase at the Ribbon Shed. The Easy Bow Maker, like I said, they're fundamentally the same. Put your pipe cleaner down through the center. Yes, Deborah. 25 inches on the outside, 15 on the inside for the Santa head tutorial. Pinch your ribbon up. Same thing again. Take your left hand, hold your tail, and with your right hand, you're making a 180 twist. Okay? Put it down between the pegs. Right side up, bad side down. Bad side up. Okay? Once again, I'm going to put my hand on the 7-inch. Twist. Another 7-inch loop on the other side. We're going to pinch our ribbon up and put it down between our pegs. Go to our 1.5 ribbon. Pinch your ribbon up. Hold this side with your left hand. With your right hand, you're twisting your ribbon 180. Put it down between your pegs, and now we're going to do a 6.5-inch loop. Alternating back to our 2.5 ribbon. It depends on how big of a bow that you want, Teresa. But I will tell you this much: when you're learning how to make a bow, do not use satin ribbon. Use something like a canvas ribbon, and you'll be a whole lot better off. Satin is very hard to manipulate, and you really shouldn't use it until you know what you're doing. All right, so that was 6.5 inches, so we're going to a 6-inch loop. Pinch and twist. Going back to the 1.5, pinch, twist. What do you mean you want to learn how to make a tree topper, Virginia? Teresa, if yours aren't keeping the shape, it might be the quality of ribbon you're buying. Where are you buying your ribbon from and what kind? Well, my friends, I'm just going to be honest with you. In my arsenal, I have, like I've told you, every bow maker. And to me, there's really only one bow maker that will help you make superior tree topper bows, and that's neither of these. These are good for making wreath bows, but if you want a good tree topper bow, let me find the right one. Oh, that's not the right one. Hold on. That would be the Pro Bow, my friends, and I will show you why. Now, I have every single bow maker there is, and each one has a place in my arsenal. As you can tell, this would be for making a tree topper bow. Now, how big of a tree topper bow will depend, but this is the regular Pro Bow, and it'll do just fine for a tree topper bow, as I will show you. Anybody that's been doing this for a very long time, if they're honest, they will tell you, by far, this is the one for tree topper bows. It comes with all the pegs and everything that you see here that you need. Like I said, I have all of them. Every single one. Every single one. I think that would be fine, Deborah. Hold on, y'all. I'm having to pull ribbon out. I wasn't exactly expecting to do a tree topper. So give me just 1 second. I'm digging around because... yeah. Teresa, I don't really have a favorite, and I'll tell you why, because they each one serves a different purpose. For me, you know, I don't focus on favoritism. I focus on the correct product that gets the job done. All right. Now, the Pro Bow does come with a spool holder as well. I hope this will look okay. Okay, so here we go. I always dovetail my ribbon first. When I start, there is different ways to make a tree topper bow. Basic bows, whatever. I'm going to show you a fun tree topper bow, okay? We're going to start by cutting 2 pieces of wire. I'm using 20 gauge floral wire for this. So for your first piece of ribbon, I always measure my tail up to my peg, but you want to pinch your ribbon, take your piece of wire, and you're going to twist it around. Now keep in mind, Regina Sellers is the owner of Pro Bow. She has hundreds of tutorials, y'all. Hundreds. All right. Now we're putting our ribbon halfway down the peg. I'm going to take my top wire and go clockwise. And we're going to spin that all the way around the peg. My bottom wire, there's a nail down here, and we're going to go counterclockwise with it. Just a little bit around the nail, and then the remainder we're going to tuck under the board. Okay. Make your first loop up around the peg. Your second wire is going to go under. And I usually show you with a big pipe cleaner so because you can see it better. ProBowTheHand.com. Your second piece of wire, I'll show you with the pipe cleaner. You go up and under. And then you're going to pull around the front. Okay? And just one twist to secure your ribbon. And then cut your dovetail. Once again, I measure my tail up to my peg. Pinch. Notice how this time the good side of the ribbon is facing away from me. Push that into your pipe cleaner. And this is where it's just going to hold it for you. Tuck your ribbon tail up. And then just lay your loop down over the peg. Come back to center. And once you get to the center, we're going to do the pinch. Okay. On the left-hand side is where we're going to do the 180 twist. And then come up and over our peg again. Come back to the center. And this time on the right-hand side is where we're going to do our twist. Lay our tail out of the way. Now we're going to start in now basically the way it is with the Pro bow is you're making your bow from the top down, which is different because the other bow makers go from the bottom up, okay? But here we are. Once again, we're going to start using 2.5 ribbon. So here we go with our pinch. Make sure the bad side's facing you. Twist that in there. Lay your tail out of the way. Make your loop. Left side, make your twist. Up and over the peg to make your loop. Right side, make your twist. And lay it up over the peg. Still using 2.5 ribbon. Pinch your ribbon. Like I said, the bad side's facing me, the good side's facing away. Twist that in. Lay your tail out of the way. And just start your loop. Come to center. Twist on the left-hand side. Make your loop. And now we're going to do our 180 on the right-hand side. Now, the ribbon that you use for tree topper bows, y'all, you want to use really good ribbon because it's a large bow. So you definitely don't want your bow coming apart. All right, so now what I'm going to do to make my bow nice and thick, y'all, which is what you want. We're going to pull 2 ribbons at once. We're going to pull a 2.5 and a 1.5. I'm going to pair them up like this. And once again, good side facing away. Pinch on the 180 on the left hand side. $180 on the right hand side. Drop your ribbon tails in. And now I'm going to pull 2 ribbons again. Always good side facing away from you. Now, the one thing that I recommend is that the ribbons on the bottom of your bow, they really need to be strong ribbons to support your bow. So we're going to use an LX ribbon or luxury design ribbon for the bottom of our bow. And we're going to use a good 4-inch ribbon. We're going to start by using the dot side of this ribbon. And when you're using 4-inch ribbon, just a nice little trick, just take the peg out, don't drop the ribbon over. It's just easier. I lost my pipe cleaner. There it went. All right, we're going to do 2 more loops with the 4-inch. And to do that, we're going to take this loop off of this peg. We're done. But I want to do another loop, so we're just going to take it off the peg and scoot it forward, okay? Because this time we're going to use the stripe side. Now, the downside of me showing you the pipe cleaner is it made my stack very, very thick. So I'm going to have to get a zip tie. To thin this stack out, which is fine. So we're going to get a big honking zip tie and we're going to feed it all the way under. Oh, hey Janice, how are you? All right. Now we've cinched that down. All right, we need this wire, and you're going to find out why here in 2 seconds. Okay. Lift your bow off, all its loops and all its glory. See, we got a big old honking bow. All right. Now, the Pro Bow sells this neat little thing, and I don't care, like, whatever bow maker you have, you should at least get you something like this. I personally don't use it much till this time of year. But this, my friends, is called a fluff box. It's heavy, and it's great to have when you're fluffing a bow, because that way you don't have to hold your bow. Got a little eyelet here. You hook your wire into that eyelet, cinch your bow into that eyelet to hold it steady, and then take your remainder wire and tighten it around the screw to hold your bow in place. I recommend starting at the bottom when fluffing your bow. Tail out and pull, and you want to do it alternating. I pull the tail this way, loop this way, so on the other side I'm going to have a loop and a tail. Tail loop, we're going to alternate. So see how important it is to have the 4-inch ribbon for the base of your bow? A good 4-inch, not just any 4, you want a good one. And then we just keep tugging away. Tail this way, tail that way. Pull on some loops. Make sure you're kind of alternating your colors around. See how I think I've got too much red in the one spot, so I'm going to move some stuff around for a minute. And you just kind of tug on ribbon until you got everything looking good, nice and filled out. And then you go back and you start rounding all your loops out and really just fluffing your bow. And that, my friends, is how you make one big honkin' tree topper bow. What do y'all think? I don't know what I'm going to do with it now, but, you know. My friends, don't fall for the hype. Don't believe that one bow maker is better than the other and whatnot, okay? If you will look at it as a tool in your arsenal, and they each have a different purpose, okay? Like I said, it is okay to have more than one bow maker, and it's definitely okay to have them all. I do. If I have to sit there and consistently make the same bow over and over and over and over again, the customer is going to want identical. They're going to want quality. I'm going to use my Pro Bow every time because everything's already measured on the Pro Bow and I don't have to think about it. I set the pegs and make the bow. Okay? Oh, my husband's going to be happy with that. He's got to come dig that out. People think I'm kidding when I say if I dug them all out right now, I think I've got probably about 15 bow makers. Some of them I bought for testing because it was new on the market and people wanted my opinion, so I gave it to them. And I left them. They're in a tote now in the bow maker graveyard. Some of them are. I have my least favorite bow makers for different reasons, but my opinion is not the one that matters. It is your opinion that matters, because it's which one you can make a pretty bow with. I can make a pretty bow with any of them. And I can even make pretty hand bows. I choose not to. I don't want carpal tunnel syndrome getting worse. I already have it. Repeatedly making bows by hand and doing a lot of things by hand causes carpal tunnel syndrome, the scientific proven fact. Be a copycat, Deborah. I'll take the serious form of flattery. You go right ahead, honey. Hey, I bet there's only one person in here who knows what the biggest bow maker is, and I have it. I bet there's only one person. I'm waiting for her to pipe up. The biggest bow maker, Linda. Nope. Pam, you were the one I was counting on. Donna, which deluxe? Be specific of the brand, y'all. Well, I have the deluxe, Pam, but there's one bigger than that. The biggest bow maker that's out there, you can use it to make car bows, my friends. Like I said, every bow maker in my arsenal has a purpose. Okay, I could make any bow in the world with this thing. And this is the Pro Bow Ultimate. And it is the biggest bow maker. This is the size down from it. This is the ultimate. I mean the deluxe. But that's why for everyday wreath making, everyday bows, all right, my friends. They still make them. ProBowTheHand.com. The Easy Bow Maker is sold at UniqueInTheCreek.com. And M's Bow and Go is sold at the Ribbon Shed. RibbonShed.com. All right, y'all. Thank you for hanging out with me. Hope you enjoyed this bow class. I hope that some of y'all now understand and will be able to make bows.